Fundraising efforts are underway across the state as so many of us try to help survivors of last week's deadly flooding. In Powell County, a funeral home is finding a way to help. Georgia Godfrey spoke to the funeral director today and has more.
Tim Grayson grew up in Mount Sterling and his wife in eastern Kentucky, so helping victims of last week's deadly flooding was a no-brainer. But it's the way in which the couple is giving back that's so heartwarming and inspiring.
The death toll just keeps going up. But the first thing you heard about, was those 4 kids.
Tim Grayson has been in the mortuary business for almost 2 decades.
I worked with the ambulance service for many years, and you know, there's between heart attacks and car wrecks and stuff, you see families that have lost loved ones, and you've done all you can do there. And there was more that could be done afterwards.
He's seen his fair share of death, but says nothing during his time as a funeral director compares to the images he's seen in the aftermath of the floods.
To see houses just completely wiped off their foundations, and we have 4 grandchildren that just, I can't imagine what that family is going through. I cannot imagine that.
Heartbreaking scenes that motivated Grayson to do more. Dozens of trailers full of supplies and donations are already heading to eastern Kentucky. But as the owner of a funeral home,
they've lost everything. The last thing they need to do is have to pay for a funeral.
Grayson says he'll provide the funeral services for free to victims who have lost loved ones in the devastating floods.
I understand there's still hundreds missing. Well, I'm going to help whatever way we can.
The average cost for a funeral is about $6,000, but for Grayson, he says that's a small pay cut to make a big impact.
What are they going to do? They've lost their home, may have lost their vehicle, everything, and then lose a family member on top of that.
Grayson says he welcomes families to use his funeral home and will bring the bodies to Powell County, but he says he's also willing to go to those impacted counties so families have one less thing to worry about while saying their final goodbyes. In the studio, Georgia Godfrey, Fox 56 News.